Hey guys, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, you remember this drone, the Parrot Anafi? This has been a favorite drone of mine, and it's too bad that Parrot does not still make consumer drones. They are almost completely, well, not almost, they are completely in the commercial space now. They still make an Anafi, but it's a commercial drone, not a consumer drone like this original was. My history with the Parrot Anafi, I bought one, gosh, 3-4 years ago. I can't remember how long. It's been a while. Full feature drone, really remarkable product for the time. Tons of features on it. Doesn't have obstacle avoidance. The weak point of this drone was its Wi-Fi transmission system that wasn't very strong. I'm going to try something different today. I've turned off Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wireless, everything on my phone today, so we're not going to have any of that kind of interference from my phone, and we'll see if that helps the signal strength with this guy. I'm out at Heroes Park. I've actually flown out to the corner of the park before and lost connection with this drone, so like I said, that's the weak point. Other than that, it's an amazing product. It's a full-featured product, has tracking, has all kinds of intelligent flight modes, etc. More than we're going to be able to cover in one video here, but it also has a remarkable 4K camera on it. Again, for that old of a drone, this is back in the, I think this guy came out about the same time, or maybe a little bit after the original Mavic Pro. So that'll kind of put you in the era that this drone was at. I actually sold my original one on eBay and regretted it. So I ended up buying this probably a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half ago, as a refurb. And I think it's a refurb, but it looks brand new. And I think I paid like $300, $299, something like that. I mean, it was a remarkable deal. I don't know if they're still available. If they are, it's a remarkable deal. But anyway, let's take this guy up in the air. Got the battery charged up. I charged it and I did some firmware updates. Parrot is still keeping up with firmware. Had a big firmware update that I had to do on the controller in the drone. Got all that updated. Let's get this guy out and fly it and just see how it does. So that didn't take very long. I fired up the drone, and as soon as you open the controller, it turns it on and you get a solid blue light. You know that you got it. Getting the phone in here is kind of weird. And if this controller looks familiar, well, originally it was a Parrot controller, but Skydio uses the same controller. Of course, it's got different things on the inside, but they actually bought the controller from Parrot for the Skydio drone. It automatically connected to the app, and it's telling me that we're ready to fly. I'm going to click on I've got the original SD card that came with it, and I am going to format the SD card. And one of the things that I remember, let's see, format, there we go. Quick formatting is what we're going to do. And format. And that's done, so we're going to continue. And then let's see, let's go back. And really, we should be ready to go. Now, you guys are going to have to forgive me. I'm going to kind of stumble through this. It's been a long time since I've used this app. Well, let's look at yeah, safety. I wonder, let's see where our return to home. That's set at 35 meters. Geo cage, max distance. Yeah, so we're not, yeah, we'll stop when max distance is reached. That's fine. We've got that fine. End behavior, hovering. Yeah, you don't want it to land. That's for sure. So then let's look at the camera. I don't want to calibrate everything. It'll automatically start recording. Yeah, I think we're good on all that stuff too. Interface. Yeah, fixed horizon, so that means that it'll keep the horizon stable. Controls, yeah, we're good there. Yeah, and it shows the record button and the take a picture button, etc. And that takes us into the FPV feed. And I think I can take off either by hitting the button on the app or clicking at the very top there. It's not asking for a compass calibration, so we're not going to do it. If we see some problems, we will, but let's hit takeoff. And there it goes. And there's the little drone. And on my FPV feed, I am seeing the zebra for overexposed areas here, but yeah, look at that. I mean, that thing's hanging right in there. We're good. It started recording immediately. And we're in manual flight in film mode, which is the slowest mode. Let's slow it down. Let's bring it in here so we can take a look. Let's take a look at the drone. Let's bring it in. There's no obstacle avoidance on this drone, so you can bring it right in. There you can see how that little, it's a 2-axis gimbal on there. So yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why we can't do our droney. And there's a paddle on the controller here for dropping the gimbal, so I'm going to drop it down, and let's just do our droney, reverse and up now. And in film mode, this is the slowest mode, so it's not going to go terribly fast, but boy, it looks good. 4K 30 frames per second. And speed-wise here, yeah, 5.35 meters per second, so not terribly fast. So let's fly it around here. Let's go out to the corner here first, and out by the flagpole here. And again, let's change that mode down there. Let's click into sport mode, and that'll give us a little more speed, I think, and won't hurt anything. Yeah, that's much better. Much more responsive then. There's the flagpole. Let me see if I can do a manual orbit around the flagpole here. And whoops. Drop that camera down. I must have accidentally hit that paddle as I was trying to move around. So I'm going to go back into poor Wi-Fi connection. It says, yeah. See, and we're very close. We're going to go back to film mode, and let's see if we can. Yeah. See, I'm even getting. Yeah, very strong interference, it says, and I'm getting breakup on FPV. Again, the drone is really close to me. We're less than 100 meters away, and I'm getting that kind of interference. But let's see, and I'm getting blockiness on FPV. I'm trying to raise the drone up here, get some altitude, because I want to make sure I am above everything. Dropping that camera down. Yeah, the feed is really bad here. I'm struggling to even see what the heck I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, sorry about this, folks. Yeah, this makes it tough, and this is the weak point. And of course, we are in a very challenging Wi-Fi environment here. But honestly, I've got toy drones that do a better job here than this one is doing right now. Okay, let's pick that camera back up and let's fly back the other way. And by the way, I am facing directly towards the drone. I'm going to put it back into sport mode. And let's go full tilt forward. And let's see how fast we can get this guy up to. Yeah, it's moving all along pretty good. That's about 9.5 meters per second. And I'm watching the drone. It's tilted forward pretty good. And we've got, as we get in front of us, our signal comes back. But I remember going out to this corner of the park sometimes I would have issues with this guy. So let's get out here to the corner of the park. Yeah, strong interference, poor Wi-Fi connection, it says. Yeah, that's an issue. Okay, I am going to bring it down and bring it back to us here. Very strong, very poor, it says. Yeah, that doesn't work. It's too bad, because this is a great little drone if it had a better connection. So there is a trick, and I've got all the wireless turned off on my on my phone, so I know it's not interference from my phone. Let's bring it back in here, down to us, and I am going to adjust the bringing her down. Come on down, baby. Yeah, this is a responsive little drone. And I think I can change the wireless on here. So I'm going to go into the settings again here. Let's see, presets, safety, camera, network, right there. I think I can change it. I'm in auto. I think I can change it. Go into manual, maybe. Maybe I have to be on the ground to do that. So the 2.4 band is where you want it in. Okay, I'm gonna land it, and I'm gonna see if I can change. Go into manual, and see if I can set the band there. Am I over the? Not quite. And I am going to hit the button here and see if it'll land. Yeah, and it did. Okay, we're on the pad, and let's see if I can change it. Yeah, so now that it's down, I can change it. So let's go change it to manual, and I think I can pick a band then and keep it in the 2.4. Yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, let's go on the lower end here, and let's see. It'll hold that band, and let's see how it does. Broadcast DR. Let's learn more. Let's see what that says. I don't even know what that means. Remote identification, locally broadcast information about itself. Huh? I'll be darned. So I wonder if that is their version of remote ID, but. Yeah, clearly you can turn it off, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's try taking off again. And let's see if that's any better. That gives us any better control. Clicking on takeoff. And there it started recording. Okay, let's go back out to that other corner. So reverse and up now. And let's go back out to that corner that we were at. I'm going to turn it around here so that we've got our back to the sun. And yeah, we still get strong interference. Look at that. And I'm out 85 meters. And it's telling me strong interference. Holy cow. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Sadly, it makes this drone almost unusable. Now, I suspect it would be different if I were out someplace, you know, where there was no Wi-Fi or anything. And you know, I can see the drone right there. We're well in visual line of sight, etc. And it's just too bad that we're having these kind of signal issues, because it makes it really hard to frame up the shot. Yeah, and it's just not doing it. Yeah, okay. Let's go out to the other corner, Costco corner as I call it. And I see our horizon is a little bit crooked. And again, you know, it's telling me that we got it interference, and I've got the controller pointed directly at the drone. Yeah, this is too bad. And this is HDR, by the way, so the video quality should look pretty darn good. It does have zoom. Let me show you some zoom. Very poor Wi-Fi connection. Let me pick up the camera just a tad, and I'm going to zoom in here. That is max zoom, and I can't remember how much that. And I'm looking on here to see if it tells me someplace how far we're zoomed in. I don't see it. Oh, 3 times on the very left-hand side there. And it does have lossless zoom, but I can't remember how far lossless is. So I'm going to back it back out here. Go back to 1 by. Again, it's a drone with a lot of features on it. I just wish you had better control. Let's bring it back to us here. And I think next time I fly it, I'm going to go out someplace again, like out at the Snake River Canyon or something where we don't have so much Wi-Fi interference. Because clearly that is affecting this guy pretty badly. There's some other things we can try here, so let's bring her back in while we got some battery power. We're at 56% battery. Yeah, wow, it doesn't hit the brakes like I would have hoped there. Okay, I'm going to go back into film mode and bring it in here. And there are, and if I can, I need to see if I can remember how to do it. Let's see, Cine shots, reveal, spiral, epic. I don't want to do any of those. Let's go into cameraman, smart dronies. It will do, yeah, I don't know if cameraman is it. Let's try cameraman. Select a subject. And what this will do is the drone will stay pointed at me the whole time. So as you can see, as I'm moving around, I'm not touching the controls, but the drone is staying pointed right at me. So it's got some pretty cool tricks. I mean, it's a smart drone, that's for sure. But it will also do dolly zoom, and I'm trying to remember where you find that at. Manual flight, let's go one more over here. Touch and fly, no, I don't want to do that. Let's go manual flight, smart dronies. Let's see what smart dronies has. Drone GPS signal, well, what the heck. Draw a rectangle to around the subject. Oh yeah, so there's where the dolly zoom is at. So let's do a dolly zoom. Yeah, and even this close we're getting strong interference. Let's do a dolly zoom. And I can't remember what these are. Let's just try them all. Start with the first one. It's counting down. Yeah, and it's zooming in as it backs up. It's a neat effect. And it does not come back. So let's bring it back in. And in other words, it looks like to me like we got to get the zoom back to where it was. Let's bring it back in. Drop the camera down just a little bit. And smart dronies. Get the subject again, dolly zoom. Let's try that next one. I think this one goes out and then in. So we'll see. Yeah, it's going out. It's going out a ways, and then it'll come back. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's try the last one. And again, I'm getting signal interference right here. Dolly zoom again. And let's do the very last one here, and let's see what that does. Boy, it's amazing that we can be this close. Oh, there you go. I see what it did. Okay, and we're back to 1 by zoom. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we are down to 38% battery. I'm going to take it out and we're going to do a return to home. And I can't remember if this guy has, I don't think this guy has precision landing. I can't remember for sure, but I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to hit it on the controller right now. And it's returning home. Let's drop that camera down. And it kind of stopped there for a second and then resumed. Let's see how close it'll get. Man, it's coming down fast, I'm telling you. And will it pick up the camera? It's going to be darn close. Look at that. It's precise home set. Yeah, and I have to tell it to land. So I'm going to pick up the camera. I remember that now. And you have to tell this guy to land. So it comes down and it spots it. Let's hit land. And it'll come right down. And on the pad. Pretty cool. Okay, let me get it all shut down and we'll do a conclusion. Hey, okay, the original Parrot Anafi, like I said, it's been a long time since I've flown this drone. Sadly, here in this park with the level of Wi-Fi interference here, this thing, it just wouldn't fly, which is too bad. We couldn't get very far out without losing signal, and I'd lose FPV. And didn't lose it, but it'd get all mottled and you couldn't see where it was. Not this same Anafi, but the other one that I've had it out at Lucky Peak Reservoir and flown it out a long ways. So I know it's capable of flying out further, and I know a lot of it has to do with Wi-Fi interference. So next time I fly it, I'll take it out someplace like the Snake River Canyon or Lucky Peak Reservoir or something where we don't have a bunch of Wi-Fi bugging the drone, and I'm sure it'll perform a lot better. That said, it's something you need to know if you're going to pick one of these up. If you're in an urban environment like this, you're going to struggle. I mean, even when it was right in front of us here when we were doing those dolly zooms, it was giving me Wi-Fi interference warnings. But that said, you saw how well it flies. It flies great. If I would have been able to see what I was doing, I could have done a better orbit over there, etc. But then speed-wise, it's got the film mode, sport mode. We didn't even scratch the surface of all the different flight modes that this guy has. It is a full-featured product. Will do all kinds of things. You saw the cameraman mode, which is pretty cool. It'll just keep the camera right on you as you move around. And then we tried out those dolly zooms, which is really fun. That was one of the coolest features, as I recall, of this drone. Reminds me of the old Mavic 2 Zoom that had the dolly zoom feature. So anyway, we did what we could do. I hope you enjoyed that. I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now. The Parrot Anafi, a fun little drone.